Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Working Horse to the Gym. Today we are about to go out to the sawmill even and show you what's happening in the sawmill. We've been having a tremendous amount of breakdowns lately. You guys ever do this? Does this ever happen to you? You just seems like whatever you touch breaks. That seems to be what's happening with me of late. So anyways, we're going to go in the sawmill and show you and talk to you a little bit about that. But right at the moment we're in Brenda's greenhouse, and as you can hear,
it's pouring.
It is raining and it is starting to get quite wet outside. Yesterday I was able to do a little bit of logging, and I showed you that even on the video. But I don't know, we got a lot of rain since then, even today. So we'll just have to see how things progress as to what we can even show today. So because of our breakdowns, which I'm going to talk to you about, and the fact that it's getting kind of wet, we're kind of limited as to what things we can be doing on the farm and in the woods. And so I thought that maybe I might try something new, and I'm sort of thinking that maybe next week, for the next week or so, I will attempt to put out a video every day about a bunch of different things. It's just that I have a little bit more time, and I sort of thought maybe I should do that. So one of the things we're thinking about is answering more questions that you guys have given us. So often you guys give us questions on the comments, and we like that, but we're not very good at answering them. So we're going to maybe even try to get some of those questions answered. And if you guys have more questions, this is a good time to put in the comments some questions, because we're more apt to answer them because of all of our problems right now. We're not able to do the work that we would normally be doing at this time. But so yeah, try to put some questions in the comments and we'll try to get them answered.
Yeah, on whatever, the horses or just our operation, anything.
Whatever hair, whatever.
Or just if it's too personal or whatever, we may not answer them, but you know, we'll do our best. As you can hear, I don't think we're going to be working in the fields for a day or two.
No. Who knows? Maybe even sometime I can get Brenda to make an apple pie, and we can have coffee together. Maybe. So let's go out to the sawmill, and I will show you, unfortunately, what's going on out there.
Why don't you go to the sawmill and I'll stay here. This is my happy place. No, I'll come with you.
Brenda gets to still work because she's not broke down.
Skip usually doesn't like to come in here, but I guess since it's raining and we're both in here, he decided to come in. Can you say hi to everybody, Skip?
Have you noticed on Skip, even in our last video, he's got a little white here on his side. This is not natural. He went and got into the paint can and got a little paint on. We got William to actually, we had him do a little painting and fixing up in the eaves of our house, in the back of our house. He was trying to do some work up there last fall, and we have a bee's nest up there. And so, of course, it stopped him from doing what needed to be done. So we had a little stretch here a couple days ago where it was in the 60s. We knew we could get some painting done and some fixing up, so we put up a 1x6, I guess it was, for a trim board, and he got the eaves on the one end of our house painted. So that was great. But Skippy was able to, I don't know if it was Dan or Brenda, I think, painted a door somewhere too. So white paint was around, and he found it.
Yep, I painted our front door, and he has taken over the picnic table on what's on our front porch right now, so we leaned against it.
So I want to show you guys, on our way to the sawmill, I want to show you guys the new harnesses that we have purchased from Eli, and hopefully this week we might have time, since we can't be doing other stuff, we might have time to start getting these fitted to Duke and Earl. So wait on that. So folks, this is one of those videos that I guess there's times where it's not always rosy, I guess you could say. So I'm going to share some of the things that have been going wrong on the farm. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want your sympathy, I don't want you to feel bad for us, but this is just things that happen sometimes in everybody's lives. So, you know, you don't have to be upset, you don't have to think you got to send us money to help us out, blah, 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 blah. You don't need to do that. But anyways, so yesterday we were sawing and William was helping me. We have a brand new motor on my sawmill, and all of a sudden William stopped me and said, there's oil on this board that was coming out. So as I was dragging the board back through here, he could actually see oil on it. So I looked over here and looked down in there, and I saw a whole bunch of oil on the base there. And I shut the mill off, of course, and then after a while we still were not sure where the oil was coming from, and so the motor sounded perfectly fine, and then I started the motor back up again to maybe find where the oil leak was, and it was coming right out of this, somewhere in this area here of the motor. So obviously we have a serious problem. I called up Wood-Mizer to see what should be done, and they said I should get hold of a Kohler dealer. Of course, it's all under warranty because it's a brand new motor. I didn't even have 10 hours on it. So we have a local Kohler dealer, and they came right over this morning and looked at it and took pictures and all that good stuff. And they think it's one or two different seals that are gone in the motor. That doesn't sound like it's too major, except for the downtime that's going to cause me, because they've got to take the motor off of the sawmill, take it down to the shop, tear it apart, get the part for the motor, and then get it put back together and brought back here. Yes, it will be all under warranty, or at least should be without an issue. But it's just the downtime is going to stop me from doing any sawing for who knows how long. Hopefully not too long. There's basically three major breakdowns that I have right at the moment. The sawmill, and then my excavator. I had gone out into the field with that just a little while ago. I mentioned it on another video. And I broke a major piece on that. And I went over to my neighbor's who is working on it, and he did not really think he could do the job. But I went over this morning and looked at what he had accomplished. And I'll jump to that video right now and show you what happened there. So here I am up at Brian, my neighbor, and he's done some miraculous work on this old excavator. We'll show you some pictures even right now, what it looked like before and what he's got it to now. This whole corner right here fell right off, and we found that in the field. And then this side is the side that was bent right here. He brought that all back up, and he's got this pin fitting perfectly through there. So I'm pretty darn pleased with that. So that's the second thing. The third thing is I believe I got a wheel bearing going in my skid steer. So it just seems like kind of things come in batches. We have three fairly major breakdowns at a time where I could really be using the sawmill because we have all this wet weather, and I could be sawing if I had a sawmill operating. And then if I had the sawmill operating, my logs are just about gone. I just have a few more logs left out here. And the next problem would be needing the excavator to load logs onto the wagon to get the logs home, because I do have some logs close by that I could go get and cut. I have logs up on Paul Smith's College, but we have to deal with needing a truck to get in there to truck them out of off the landing, which is not possible right yet. Another probably week or so, and then maybe we can get them trucked home. So it just puts us in a bit of a bind as to what we can do. So that's why I'm going to attempt to maybe do a few more videos. And if, like we just said earlier, if you've got comments, you've got questions, or things you'd like to learn about that I might be able to teach you, let us know and we'll see what we can do.
Well, welcome to our horse barn. Looks like we've got, you know, a little stream going through here. This also happens in the spring when we get a lot of water. It runs off the cement pad out there and comes in here. Thankfully, it doesn't stay too long. I guess we could consider it a way to get it cleaned up in here. Get the cement cleaned up.
I have to be careful when it rains, and I know it's going to rain because this happens. I have to be careful that my sawdust is out of the path of the rain so I don't get it ruined. And I didn't do a very good job this morning of doing that. But anyways, another thing, and another reason why we did it is because of this water situation that I have not been able to figure out how to fix. So by having my horses up on a deck like they are, there is a 6-inch deck here, so they have to, maybe it's not 6, I don't know what it is, but anyways, they have to, you know, it allows them to stay out of that water when they lay down, which they lay down a lot. So by having our decks up like this, it keeps them high and dry. And I know we've had a lot of comments on these straight stalls, and people are definitely need and want their own opinions, and that's fine. But there have been a lot of people who have said, well, they can't lay down. And I was curious how much they laid down, so I actually set the GoPro up the other day, and just to see if they did lay down. And I'll show you in a little picture of that, with how well they laid down and how easy it was for them to get up and down. And as you can see, Baron has laid down even this morning, and so he's all dirty. So we're gonna have to brush these guys because it looks like the sun's trying to come out. Look at that, Brenda. So maybe even,
Oh, good.
maybe this afternoon we can actually hitch up these two and give them a little exercise on the sled.
So here's our young cattle looking out, staying high and dry. Here's Billy and Lady. Billy's happy because he's out with Lady, but it is muddy out here. Hope you enjoyed the video today. Remember, any questions? Put them in the comments below. We'll see what we can do about answering some of them. Have a great day, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow.